What's up, pens and tea? My name is Carrie, and today welcome back to another video where I talk about the Go, aka the TWSBI Go. This guy right here. So when TWSBI announced the TWSBI Go, I had to pick it up. Full disclaimer before we get in, I'm not a huge TWSBI lover, but I did pay for this from my own money. It's not sponsored or anything like that. I picked up the blue version because I thought it was kind of cute. If you hear some munching in the background, that's my cat, which you're gonna see a little bit later. Spoilers! So this guy here is the whole intended purpose is that it's meant to go. It's meant to fill easy, clean easy, work easily. Snap cap for that reason. You can post it. I wouldn't recommend it. It feels like it's gonna break. Fits nicely in my hand, unposted. It's pretty light. It's completely plastic. There's nothing really much going on there. The only real piece of metal is if you unscrew the body and you reveal this spring action here. So if you've ever used a Noodler's Ahab and have that push piston action, that's what this is like. So you literally put the pen in ink, submerging over the nib. You push this all the way down, and then when you release, it sucks the ink up into the pen. Super, super, super easy to fill. That spring-loaded action is quite intense, so it draws up ink fast. And that's the point. You're meant to be on the go with it. It is a see-through mostly. This is obviously pretty transparent. It is a little cloudy. It's not 100% like see-through. And then of course the barrel here is transparent. And the whole point is that you see this little spring action here. Now she's playing with the window frames. Small nib, number 5 size, TWSBI number 5 size. In the cap here, no clip, just has this little, I don't know, you could hook like a lanyard or something onto it. I don't really know. On the inside, of course, you have that inner seal that, protects the nib when it's in there, locks it up. It has a very satisfying click sound. Very satisfying. Let me do that one more time, just in case you weren't satisfied. There it is. You cannot use this pen in any other form than it is designed. You cannot eyedropper convert this because there is nothing keeping the ink from coming through this big fat hole in the bottom of the barrel. Plus, you can't really remove these springs very well, and if you do, you run the risk of it not going back on, and then, you're done. I believe it is $28 US. I will overlay it somewhere if I'm wrong, which is not a bad price point. It's really not. I think it's a great smaller size pen. What's something I could compare it to here? So it's smaller, but it's not small. So for example, this is the Aurora Optima. It's technically taller than the Aurora Optima. If you take it next to the Platinum 3776, it is shorter. It's very wide. I tend to think of children when I think of this pen. Not necessarily because it's a bad pen. It's not. It's just, it looks very childish to me. It's very bulky. The colors are not really like adult, if that makes any sense. Not really at all, Carrie. Okay, great. Keep going. But it just, I don't know. It feels like it would be a child's pen. Yeah, almost like if you were to wear a Velcro shoe as an adult. It's just feels like it was to be meant for a child. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with wearing a Velcro shoe as an adult, rather than a laced shoe. They work both the same, and, functionally they're fine. It gets you from point A to point B. This will get you from point A to point B. It just has that feel to me. So I'm not a gigantic lover of it, but again, as I said in the very beginning, I'm not a huge TWSBI fan in general. I think their build quality of their pens are fantastic. I've just had subpar writing experiences. I know other people who would live, swear, and die by TWSBI. And that's amazing because that's why we have so many options as a fountain pen family, because there are pens for everyone. Yeah. So I'm not a huge lover of it. It writes okay, which I will show you in a moment. But I do really like how easy this is to clean. Any TWSBI pen, I will give you that. Man, do they make it easy to clean these bad boys. You can completely disassemble it, clean it all apart, and it's just, oh, I love the way that TWSBI makes their pens to be completely disassembled. I wish more pens would do that so much. But that's my general thoughts of the pen. I'll hop into the writing sample and continue there. Alrighty, so this is the TWSBI Go broad steel nib inked up with Monteverde Smoke Noir. Okay, so fun fact about this ink is when you put it down, it goes down black, but as it dries, it definitely turns into a pretty nice gray color. This pen is decently wet. It's not a gusher or anything like that, although this ink is a bit drier, I will say that. It's okay. It is a broad nib, which I typically don't go for. But I thought be adventurous. But it's okay. It's pretty smooth. There's a little bit of, you can probably hear it, like there's a little bit of drag on the paper. With quick writing, I have had some problems. So you could see on that cue, and even when I just went to circle it, if you rotate the pen even a little bit to the right, it does stop writing. So when you're doing quick stuff, you can really see that it has some struggles. And I don't know if those struggles are consistent across the entire Go brand, but I will definitely say I've used, I've used the majority of the TWSBI offerings that are out there in a variety of different nibs, and I have this issue with almost all of them. As I said before, full disclosure, I'm not a huge TWSBI fan. I really like the build material, the build quality of the TWSBI 580 all, but I've never been a super huge fan of the writing experience. Reverse writing is fine. It's pretty smooth as well. You can go from a broad to probably like a fine medium. It's okay. I have had startup issues with this. I've definitely had startup issues. And I have had skipping when writing quickly. Now, wow, I don't know what's going on with my throat, guys. I will say disclaimer, I don't typically write that fast. Usually when I write, I do take my time a little bit. So in everyday writing, you may not notice these things, but if you're like a fast scribbler, if you're taking notes or anything like that in class, you may or may not run into some troubles. Is the pen worth it? I would say for most people it is. I think I'm on the outskirts with people for not enjoying the way that TWSBI writes. I think most people do really enjoy it. And I think that this is a really neat idea in the sense that, it's a quick, easy filling mechanism. It cleans exceptionally well. It travels really well. It's a little bit bulky. It does feel a little childlike to me, but I think for what it is, for the price point it's at, it's kind of neat. For me, if I were to be forced to choose a TWSBI, like I said, I would probably choose the 580 All, or even the Eco. I actually didn't mind that one as much, but that's my thoughts on the TWSBI Go. Leave your thoughts down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want more, and guys, as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.